In America, a stroke occurs every 40 seconds, and the risk doubles every 10 years beyond the age of 65. Even more startling is the fact that with the correct morning routine, 80% of these life-altering incidents may be avoided. Have you ever questioned why, despite researching strokes on a regular basis, certain neurologists hardly ever experience them themselves? They have 6 morning routines that significantly lower the risk of stroke in just 2 minutes. Today, I'm revealing the life-saving, potent morning routines that leading brain experts follow every day and why they could make the difference between an individual's independence and handicap if they are over 65. Allow me to introduce you to Richard, a retired Ohio principal who is 68 years old. Richard appeared to be aging well with no prior health concerns and flawless yearly examinations. His right side of his face drooped, his speech slurred, and he abruptly sank in his chair during a family lunch one Sunday morning. Richard was experiencing a severe stroke, and his daughter saw the warning signals right away. Richard never fully recovered his ability to use his right arm or talk effectively, even after prompt medical intervention. Suddenly, he lost the independence he valued. What is so terrible about Richard's story? After reviewing his case, his neurologist concluded that this tragic incident may have been avoided by adopting only 6 easy morning routines. The doctor personally engaged in these routines each morning. Richard now makes it his goal to make sure his loved ones follow these hygienic morning routines. However, this information was too late for him. Will you or your loved ones have to wait until it's too late? Let's explore these 6 morning routines that top neurologists use every day to safeguard their brains. These routines only need 2 minutes, but they have the potential to save your life. Habit number 1. The morning hydration protocol. Is your brain vasculature being silently harmed by the first item you put in your mouth every morning? What neurologists do first thing in the morning could be the difference between life and death. However, 78% of seniors get off to a bad start. The American Stroke Association has found that starting the day dehydrated can increase your risk of stroke by as much as 60%. Patricia Landon, Brigham Medical Center's chief of neurology, discusses the setting. Blood thickens due to overnight dehydration, which makes clots more likely to develop. The majority of stroke patients I treat suffer from chronic dehydration, particularly in the morning when their risk of stroke is at its highest. Consider Thomas, a 71-year-old from Nebraska. Thomas unwittingly created the ideal environment for a stroke by starting most mornings with coffee after retiring from his accounting work. Overnight, his blood thickened, and the coffee which he drank first thing in the morning made him much more dehydrated. This crucial morning error was discovered by his neurologist after he experienced a mild stroke that impacted his balance. When Thomas broke this one habit, what happened? Within 3 weeks, his blood pressure decreased by 12 points, his blood viscosity returned to normal, and follow-up scans revealed better cerebral blood flow. This is what you must do right now. Drink 16 ounces of room-temperature water with a squeeze of lemon before your feet even touch the floor tomorrow morning. Before breakfast, tea, or coffee, do this. Why at room temperature? While warm water with lemon helps dissolve any clots and minimize inflammation, cold water shocks your system and decreases absorption. Tonight, keep a covered glass beside your bed. Would you be willing to spend 30 seconds lowering your risk of stroke? Habit 2. The 60-second blood flow. Reset movement. What easy action does a neuroscientist take every morning to boost blood flow to the brain by 43%? Isn't it possible to finish it before you even get out of bed? Researchers from Harvard Medical School found that doing specific shoulder and neck exercises first thing in the morning can greatly increase cerebral circulation. According to Dr. Michael Ferguson, a stroke prevention specialist at Johns Hopkins, sleeping position can cause the carotid arteries, which carry blood to the brain, to narrow overnight. Blood flow patterns are restored by simple rotational movements when you wake up, which is essential for preventing strokes. Think about Beverly, a 67-year-old Floridian. Her doctor determined that she had limited morning blood flow to her brain after she experienced worrisome episodes of morning dizziness and brief visual alterations, which are warning symptoms of mini-strokes. After following this 60-second practice, Beverly's problems completely disappeared, despite her skepticism that such a basic movement could have any effect. Improved carotid blood flow was confirmed by ultrasonography imaging 3 months later. According to her physician, she probably avoided a serious stroke because of this easy habit. This is your immediate plan of action. Before getting out of bed tomorrow morning, lie flat on your back and slowly turn your head to the right. Hold center, then left for 5 seconds. Hold for 5 seconds. Then tilt your chin slightly in the direction of your chest. Hold, go back to the middle, and then raise your head a little. At the end, do 5 gentle shoulder rolls backward. In just 60 seconds, the complete process significantly increases blood flow to your brain at its most susceptible moment. Tomorrow morning, will you make a commitment to this easy movement? Habit 3, the anti-stroke breakfast formula from the neurologist. While neurologists eat this potent anti-stroke breakfast, the majority of seniors eat breakfast that is silently harming their brain arteries. It may surprise you to learn that several regular breakfast foods can raise your risk of stroke by as much as 44%. According to a 15-year study published in the Journal of Neurology, some breakfast ingredients dramatically lower the amount of plaque that forms in cerebral arteries. What you eat within the first hour of waking basically programs your body's inflammatory response for the entire day, says Dr. Sarah Winston of the National Stroke Prevention Association. Unbeknownst to them, the majority of Americans over 65 eat breakfast items that promote inflammation and hasten blood vessel damage. Consider Douglas, a 70-year-old from Arizona. His usual post-retirement breakfast was coffee with cream, toast, and bacon. His blood pressure was dangerously high even after taking medication. Following a mini-stroke and TIA, his physician suggested a whole breakfast makeover. After following the neurologist's anti-stroke breakfast recipe for just 6 weeks, Douglas' blood pressure returned to normal and his inflammatory markers decreased by 31% without the need for additional medication. This is the precise breakfast recipe to follow tomorrow morning to prevent strokes. Start with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt, which contains probiotics that lower inflammatory proteins, and a quarter cup of blueberries, which have been shown to increase blood vessel elasticity. Add a handful of walnuts, which have been shown to lower clotting factors in morning blood samples, and 1 tablespoon of powdered flaxseed, which contains vital omega-3 fatty acids that combat artery plaque. Make whole steel-cut oats with cinnamon if you'd like something warm. Cinnamon controls blood sugar surges that harm blood vessels. Steer clear of processed grains, bacon, and sweetened yogurts, since they cause the inflammatory cascade that destroys the arteries in the brain. Would you be able to switch to this easy breakfast tomorrow morning? The blood vessels in your brain rely on it. 96% of seniors disregard habit 4, the crucial morning measurement. Why do 96% of seniors over 65 totally disregard this one health indicator, but neurologists check it every morning? Your life may be saved by the solution. The American Heart Association states that blood pressure measurements obtained in the morning are more reliable than those collected at any other time of day in predicting the risk of stroke. Physician, morning hypertension is the most accurate predictor of stroke that we have found. Yet most patients only have their blood pressure measured in the afternoon, which leads to a deadly false sense of security, according to James Matthews, a vascular neurologist at the Mayo Clinic. Take Nancy, a 73-year-old Wisconsin resident. Even though she always had normal blood pressure readings during her appointments, she had a hemorrhagic stroke one morning. Her neurologist recommended morning monitoring throughout her recuperation, which showed that her afternoon readings had missed the morning surge, dangerous elevations in blood pressure that occur between 6 and 8 a.m. After being located, her drug regimen was changed and the fatal morning spikes stopped. This is what you need to accomplish. Now is the time to buy an automatic blood pressure monitor. Most pharmacies sell dependable models for less than $30.00. Check your blood pressure every morning starting tomorrow, before consuming any liquids, taking any medications, or having breakfast. Keep your arm at heart level and sit up straight for 3 minutes. Then, take 2 readings 5 minutes apart and record them. A morning reading of less than 135.85 is ideal. Get in touch with your doctor right away to discuss modifying the schedule of your medicine if yours is continuously higher. Many stroke survivors say that increased morning readings were their lone warning sign, which they chose to ignore. Tomorrow, will you begin this easy 2-minute check? The 30-second breathing technique that opens up the arteries in the brain is habit number 5. Prominent neurologists use this 30-second breathing technique because it is more effective than pricey drugs at removing lethal plaque from brain arteries. Is it possible for something so basic to have such an impact? The vagus nerve, which regulates inflammation throughout the vascular system, is activated by particular breathing patterns according to groundbreaking research from the Mayo Clinic's Cerebrovascular Division. According to neurovascular specialist Dr. Rebecca Chen, controlled breathing exercises done first thing in the morning can reset cortisol rhythms and lower inflammatory markers linked to plaque development by up to 32%. These benefits remain all day. Consider Franklin, a 66-year-old Virginian whose blood pressure was dangerously high and resistant to several drugs. If they were unable to reduce his levels, his cardiologist told him that a stroke was impending. Franklin's neurologist taught him this breathing method, which he followed religiously every morning. His systolic BP decreased by 22 points in just 3 weeks, and further ultrasounds revealed better blood flow in arteries that had previously been constrained. His doctor lowered his medicine dosage and referred to the change as amazing. Here's how to do this effective 30-second workout tomorrow morning. With your feet flat on the ground, take a seat on the edge of your bed, put one hand on your stomach, and take a slow 4-count breath through your nose, feeling your stomach, not your chest, grow. After holding for 7 counts, feel your navel draw toward your spine as you exhale fully through pursed lips for 8 counts. 4 times repeat this cycle while paying close attention to your breathing. Your parasympathetic nervous system is triggered by this particular pattern, which immediately lowers the inflammatory reaction that causes nightly brain vessel damage. Are you able to dedicate these 30 seconds every morning? Your brain will benefit greatly from the protective effects. Habit number 6. What morning supplement do 97% of neurologists take? Although they hardly ever recommend it to their patients, 97% of neurologists take it themselves. Your stroke prevention strategy may be lacking this little-known brain defender. Nearly all neurologists personally use a particular combination of natural supplements every morning, according to a private survey by the National Institute of Neurological Disorders. Although there is strong evidence supporting the use of several natural substances in stroke prevention, many doctors choose not to discuss them with patients since they are not pharmaceutical therapies, according to Dr. Robert Keller, a stroke researcher at Columbia University. Like the majority of my coworkers, I take this combination every day. Take Patricia, a 68-year-old woman from Maine. Patricia was resolved to defend herself after her sister had a crippling stroke. She questioned her neurologist openly during an open discussion what he personally did every morning to avoid strokes. He reluctantly disclosed his own supplement regimen, which is not something he usually offers patients. Following 3 months of this treatment, Patricia's carotid artery scans revealed less plaque formation and a considerable drop in her inflammatory markers. The progress astounded her doctor. This is the precise morning supplement schedule. Consider 100 milliliters of CoQ10, 500 milliliters of curcumin with black pepper extract for absorption, 150 milliliters of magnesium threonate, the only form that successfully crosses the blood-brain barrier, and 10 milliliters of premium omega-3 fish oil that contains at least 600 milliliters of combined EPA and DHA. For best absorption, take these just after your first glass of water and at least half an hour before breakfast. This particular combination improves cerebral blood flow patterns, lowers inflammation, and fortifies blood vessel walls. Although you should always get your doctor's approval before taking any supplements, neurologists use these very nutrients to safeguard their own brains. Could you start including these in your morning routine tomorrow? Do you see how these 6 morning routines reinforce one another? Each only takes a few seconds, yet it gives your brain strong protection. Is it worth 2 minutes of your morning to avoid a stroke that could change your life? Nearly half of stroke survivors need ongoing care, in case you were unaware. Devastating financial, emotional, and bodily consequences may result. Nevertheless, you may significantly lower your risk and maintain your freedom by putting these 6 easy morning routines into practice, which only take 2 minutes in total. I've described the identical morning routine that top neurologists follow. They hardly ever talk to patients about these same preventative practices until it's too late. Do you recall Nancy, Franklin, Patricia, Douglas, Beverly, and Thomas, despite facing possible disaster, each person's health improved as a result of these easy morning adjustments. The improvements in blood flow, inflammation, and overall risk of stroke astounded their neurologists. These are not complex medical procedures. Anyone can start these easy habits tomorrow morning. You now understand how to safeguard your brain at its most vulnerable moment. Drink plenty of water before doing anything else. Do the blood flow reset movement for 60 seconds. Eat breakfast with the anti-inflammatory recipe. Examine the vital health indicator that most elderly people overlook. Use the breathing technique that clears the head for 30 seconds. Additionally, take the same supplements in the morning that neurologists do. When combined, these 6 behaviors offer strong defense against the debilitating strokes that deprive so many elderly people of their freedom. This easy morning routine is a treat for your brain. Are you going to start tomorrow? Tell us which of these 6 morning routines you've already adopted and what advantages you've observed in the comments section below. If you learned anything new today regarding safeguarding the health of your brain, please hit the like button. To get our weekly films on senior health secrets that doctors hardly ever discuss, subscribe and click the notification bell. Additionally, please forward this to a loved one who is over 65. It could potentially save their lives.